Have you ever felt that nagging sense of disconnect, like you're sort of just going through the motions instead of truly being present?
Yeah, definitely. Or, wondered if there's maybe a deeper design to your experience.
Exactly, like an internal architecture that, well, if you could just align it, it would unlock this amazing clarity and ease.
Right.
Welcome to the Dub Dive. Today, we're really jumping into something fascinating, living the structure of presence, and this concept called the harmonics of awareness.
It's really insightful stuff.
Our mission really is to unpack how your internal state, your inner landscape, dramatically shapes the reality you perceive.
And crucially, how you can actually get to that state of presence by clearing out the internal static, the distortions that cloud things up.
Yeah, the clouds. And we're drawing our insights today from some really pioneering work by Mark Waller, PhD, LMFT, and Kristina Black.
Ah, yes, their work is fantastic. Dr. Waller, he's a marriage and family therapist, been doing it for what, 26 years?
That's right, 26 years. And Kristina Black is a really skilled cranial sacral therapist.
And together, they co-created that great YouTube channel, Mark Waller, PhD, LMFT, and Kristina Black.
It's a must-watch, honestly. Their combined expertise is what makes it so unique, I think. You get psychology, bodywork, and this deeper spiritual inquiry all woven together.
It offers a truly holistic perspective on consciousness, doesn't it?
Totally. Okay, so let's unpack this together. We're going to explore what it actually means to align with your harmonic design, like this inherent blueprint you have.
And discover the keys, which are surprisingly accessible, actually to unlocking the presence that's, well, it's already inside you.
Right, it's not something new you have to build or find. It's about uncovering what's there.
Exactly. And what's so compelling, as you said, is how their framework integrates everything.
Right.
Psychology, spiritual ideas, the body's wisdom.
It's all connected.
Mark and Christina found that these harmonics of awareness provide a sort of container, a foundational structure that brings these fields together coherently. That's a pretty big deal.
It really is. So let's start right at the foundation. Mark and Christina, in their earlier work, talk about the field.
Ah, the feel.
Yeah. And you can think of this as like the basic fabric of reality, the quantum field maybe, or just pure consciousness.
Undifferentiated awareness, the raw potential from which everything, absolutely everything you experience, pops up from.
Like a thought, a feeling, even a physical sensation, it all comes from this field. It's the actual stuff your reality is made of.
Exactly. And the big insight here is that presence isn't passive. It's not just sitting back. It's an active engagement with this field.
So presence shapes reality.
It does. And this isn't about, escaping life's messes or complexities. It's about finding this deep alignment with what they call our harmonic design.
Harmonic design, I love that phrase. It suggests your very being, your blueprint, isn't about finding some external purpose.
Right.
It's realizing your design is awareness itself trying to experience itself through you.
It flips the whole script. You're not searching for meaning out there.
You are the meaning, kind of designing reality just by being.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And they use a really powerful analogy to explain this. They say, we are the mirror.
The mirror, okay.
Presence happens when our internal harmonics of awareness, these energy patterns within us, align and become coherent.
So they're vibrating in sync?
Kind of, yeah. And when they do, this big field of consciousness can reflect clearly through us. When that reflection is clear, undistorted, that's presence, that's clarity.
Got it. So our goal today then is, well, twofold. First, understand these distortions, the smudges on the mirror, basically, that make us misread reality.
All right, what makes the mirror foggy?
And second, explore some actual ways to clear them up. And it's fascinating, too, how they link mental clarity directly to the body.
Oh yeah, that connection's crucial. They point out that as your thinking straightens out, becomes more aligned.
Your body literally loosens up, opens up.
Yeah, physical ease follows mental and emotional freedom. It shows how this framework really does bring mind, body, and spirit together.
That holistic view really is a key takeaway here.
It is. The authors emphasize that the harmonics of awareness isn't just, a nice idea. It's a practical, comprehensive framework. It integrates psychology, spirituality, bodywork in a way people have been looking for.
Okay, this leads us to another really potent idea they introduce. Our purpose, our design, is to become a standing wave of awareness.
Right, rather than collapsing into distortion.
A standing wave versus a collapsing wave. What does that mean exactly?
Well, think about it from physics for a sec. A standing wave is a vibration that kind of holds its shape, right? Like a guitar string when you pluck it.
Okay, I can picture that. It vibrates, but the pattern stays visible.
Exactly. Energy flows back and forth, balanced, and the wave pattern is sustained even though energy is moving. It keeps its integrity. It doesn't just dissipate or fall apart.
Okay. And the opposite, the collapsing wave, is chaos.
Pretty much. Think about that really dramatic, kind of scary example. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapsed back in 1940.
Oh, I've seen the footage. It's terrifying. It just twists itself apart.
Right. And that happened because the wind speed hit the bridge's natural harmonic frequency just right. It resonated, vibrated uncontrollably, and collapsed. That's a visceral picture of a system losing coherence.
Wow. So applying that to us, to our awareness.
When we're coherent, our awareness is like that standing wave. It sustains itself. It doesn't collapse into distortion when things happen.
But wait, does that mean you don't feel things? Like you become numb?
No, not at all. That's a common misconception. You absolutely feel emotions, you have thoughts, you sense things. The huge difference is
They don't knock you off balance.
exactly.
Mm.
Those experiences don't pull you out of alignment. They don't cause that internal collapse or contraction into a distorted view of reality.
That's a critical distinction. It's not about suppression. It's about inner stability amidst the feeling.
Precisely. And the authors explain that human awareness actually has 6 of these primary harmonics, these core energy patterns. For today, though, we're going to focus on the first 3. They're really foundational for understanding and, more importantly, clearing these distortions.
Got it. First 3 harmonics. But first, what's the actual root cause? Why do we get distorted in the first place?
At its core, they say distortion is a collapse. Awareness folds inward, it contracts, basically going into survival mode.
Survival mode. That sounds familiar.
It should, because that primal drive for safety, for belonging, for survival, that's right at the heart of why our awareness gets twisted up so often.
Okay, so let's dive into harmonic number 1, awareness of other.
Right. So in a coherent state, when you're aligned, you see other people, things, situations, not as separate threats or objects to judge.
But as reflections, mirrors.
Exactly.
Mirror.
Mirrors. It leads to what they call relational presence. You genuinely see yourself in the other. There's connection, not separation.
Okay, that's the ideal. What about the distorted state?
Well, that's when awareness contracts into survival mode, often driven by the limbic system, our emotional brain.
The other suddenly looks like a threat.
Instantly. It hijacks your coherence. You go into avoidance, fight or flight. You misperceive the person or situation completely.
So like you walk into a party feeling anxious?
And suddenly everyone seems critical or unwelcoming, even if they're actually friendly. Your distorted mirror is projecting threat onto them.
Wow. So if you're constantly seeing others that way as threats, how does that warp your reality? It must affect everything, not just specific relationships.
Oh, absolutely. It creates this feedback loop, right? You see threat, you act defensively,
Which then makes the other person wary.
which confirms your original distorted view. It's deeply isolating. And Mark and Christina suggest these distortions are so common, so universal.
Because of that survival need, the need to belong, be approved of.
Exactly. That drive is so powerful, it can easily hijack our authentic self, our clear perception. It's almost baked into the human condition unless we become conscious of it.
Okay, that leads us neatly into the second harmonic, awareness of self. What does that look like when it's coherent?
It's just natural,
Yeah.
transparent, authentic. There's no contraction. You're simply being you. No performance, no inner critic judging if you're good enough.
Sounds peaceful. And the distortion.
Again, often hijacked by that same survival need, this time for acceptance and approval. We're all born with that deep need.
Right, so the self contracts into what?
Those familiar, painful feelings. Nobody cares about me. I'm not good enough. I'm a failure. Or it shows up as shame, or maybe anger covering shame.
Like someone constantly needing external validation, always looking outside for approval.
That's a perfect example. The need for approval overrides just being authentically aware of yourself. Our desire to fit in just swamps our actual self.
Okay, then the third harmonic, awareness of thought. Coherent state first.
Thought is transparent. Ideas, plans, reflections, they just arise and dissolve, like clouds, as you said.
They don't stick, you don't get trapped.
Exactly. Awareness can use thought as the amazing tool it is without being imprisoned inside thought's narrative. It's incredibly freeing.
But the distorted state. This sounds like where it gets really tangled.
It does. Awareness fuses with thought, and then thought fuses with the sense of self.
Uh-oh.
Neurologically, they explain, the limbic system, the default mode network, that part doing all the self-talk and mind-wandering,
Yeah.
and the anterior cingulate gyrus, involved in focus and decision-making, they all team up
To do what?
to generate this ongoing, coherent story of me. what we usually call the ego.
So the ego isn't just a defense, it's actively constructed.
Yes, it becomes this psychological organism that feels like it must survive. It has to be protected, defended, be right at all costs.
That explains the constant inner chatter. It's the ego maintaining itself.
Precisely. It's a whole character in your head, running the show, interpreting everything through its own survival needs. It feels more real than reality sometimes.
Wow, okay, so pulling that together. Distortion happens when survival stuff, old unprocessed emotions, or just identifying with the wrong things.
Bends the mirror of awareness.
Yeah.
Traps us in these tight, contracted states, blocking that clear reflection of consciousness.
Right, so the million-dollar question, how do we clear this? How do we get back to being that standing wave?
Mark and Christina offer some really practical tools. First, they have something called the Lion or Unicorn quiz.
Lion or unicorn? Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's a quick quiz, like 9 questions, helps you identify if your primary distortions lean more towards level 1 or level 2. You can find it through their work.
Okay, so what's a unicorn versus a lion?
Unicorns, in their model, tend towards level 1 distortions. That's the awareness of others' stuff.
So fear, anxiety, seeing threats.
Yeah. Core emotion is often fear or anxiety. Behaviorally, it looks like avoidance, resistance.
Yeah.
Their main goal deep down is safety. So they often see others, especially close partners, as potential threats.
Got it. And lions?
Lions lean towards level 2 distortions, awareness of self.
The not good enough, shame, nobody cares feelings.
Exactly. Those are the hallmarks. Their core underlying drive or goal is usually approval. They need that external validation.
That quiz sounds like a really useful starting point, just to know where your main pattern lies.
It is. And it's crucial to get that these level 1 and 2 distortions, whether you're more lion or unicorn, are almost always connected to early childhood emotional learning.
Patterns we learned way back then to cope, basically.
Exactly. Adaptive strategies that might have helped us survive or feel accepted then, but now they just distort our present experience, often unconsciously.
So how do we work with that? What's the exercise?
Okay, so here's something directly from Mark and Christina. When you notice those feelings cropping up, anxiety, fear, shame, feeling criticized, feeling unimportant.
Instead of just spiraling down.
Right. Pause
Mhm.
and consciously ask yourself this open-ended question. How is this related to my childhood?
Just ask the question.
And be persistent. Gently hold the question. Don't force an answer. Images, feelings, specific memories might start to surface eventually.
I imagine that might feel a bit uncomfortable digging into old stuff.
It can be, for sure. But think about the weight those old patterns carry, the load it takes off your nervous system, your body, your mind, when you gently unpack them. It's immense. It's worth it.
Because these distortions are actively blocking presence.
Well,
Right.
Totally. This inner work clears the path systematically.
Okay, so that helps with levels 1 and 2. What about level 3, the thought identification?
Ah, yes. Disidentification from thought. This is huge because identifying with thought, believing you are your thoughts, actually props up distortions at all levels.
Oh, interesting. So getting a handle on thought helps with the other stuff, too.
Absolutely. Mastering this can make clearing level 1 and 2 distortions way easier.
So what's the practice for that?
For this, Kristina Black developed a brilliantly simple yet really powerful exercise she calls Moment Mindfulness.
Moment mindfulness. Okay, how does it work?
You just sit comfortably, eyes open is fine when you're feeling relatively calm. Your only job, your only task, is to wait for the next everyday, non-emotional thought to run through your head. Like, I need milk, or what time is it?
Not some big emotional thought.
No, just a regular, mundane one.
Yeah.
And the instant you become aware that the thought just happened, that's it. Job done. You just notice it.
That sounds almost too simple. What's the catch?
The crucial part is what not to do. Absolutely do not analyze the thought. Don't talk back to it in your head. Don't wonder where it came from or what it means.
Why not?
Because doing any of that immediately re-engages the ego.
Yeah.
It pulls you right back into identifying with the thought process instead of just observing it.
Ah, I see. So the goal is just detached noticing.
Exactly. And what happens over time with consistent practice is really profound. Your mind naturally starts to get quieter.
Really?
Yeah. And you have this dawning realization, that voice in your head, the constant commentary. It's not actually you.
You start to separate from it.
You disidentify. You see it as a function, a process happening, not the core of who you are. That moment of separation is incredibly liberating. That's where true presence can really start to shine through.
Wow. Okay, so just to recap this incredible journey we've been on, we've looked at the structure of presence, how awareness can be like a standing wave.
Or collapse into distortion.
Right. We've identified those key distortions around awareness of others, awareness of self, and awareness of thought.
And most importantly, we've explored some really practical, actionable ways to start clearing them out.
From that childhood reflection exercise for levels 1 and 2,
To the moment mindfulness practice for disidentifying from thought at level 3.
powerful tools. And if this deep dive has sparked questions for you listening, or if you want to share your own experiences with these ideas,
Mark Waller and Kristina Black are genuinely interested in hearing from people. They're very open to connection.
you can reach out to them directly via email. We'll put the address in the show notes. Or there's a QR code we can provide for a contact form too.
And they also run a really supportive online community called Thought Masters.
Oh yeah, tell us about that.
It's a space where people who are learning and applying these concepts can connect, share insights, ask questions, and just support each other. It's a great resource.
Fantastic. We'll put the link to Thought Masters in the show notes as well. And definitely check out their YouTube channel, Mark Waller, PhD, LMFT, and Kristina Black. So much valuable content there.
Absolutely. And remember, this idea of mastering thought, it isn't just some mental trick. They really position it as the fundamental key to unlocking your potential, to living with real clarity.
A final provocative thought for you to ponder, perhaps. What if the reality you experience is less about what happens to you and almost entirely about the clarity of the mirror within you?
Something to sit with.
Indeed. Until next time, we really encourage you to look deeper, maybe live a little bolder, and keep going on your journey toward a more present and truly aligned life.